So what really happened that night in the car? Two young people sitting in the dark, just talking, just trying to clear their heads, not knowing everything was about to change. Ariana Gazge, just 20 years old, sitting in the passenger seat, venting about her complicated relationship with her ex-boyfriend Brandon Pella. Dion Ramagan behind the wheel, listening, trying to be there for his friend, just a normal night, or at least it felt that way. Then headlights, sudden, sharp, pulling up from the side. Before Ariana can even process what she's seeing, Dion reacts. He throws the car into reverse, fast, urgent, instinctive. And then gunfire, loud, chaotic, ripping through the silence of the night. Masked figure steps out of a white car, blocks them in, raises a handgun and starts shooting. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. Shells hitting metal, glass shattering, bullets tearing through the car. This wasn't a warning, this wasn't fear tactics, this was an attempt to kill. Ariana screams, panicked, overwhelmed, saying she just needs to get out. Dion doesn't stop. He keeps reversing, swerving through the streets, trying to escape, trying to survive. And somehow, against all odds, they do. They make it out alive. But what happens next doesn't feel like survival, it feels off. Instead of staying together, instead of going straight to safety, Ariana calmly asks Dion to drop her off. No panic, no breakdown, just a request, simple, controlled. She says a family member will come get her. Dion, still shaken, still processing what just happened, drives straight to the police and leads them back to the scene. And what they find tells a brutal story. 21 shell casings scattered across the road. 13 bullets tearing through Dion's car. Whoever pulled that trigger wasn't guessing, they were aiming. They wanted someone dead. And almost immediately, a name comes up. Brandon Pella, Ariana's ex-boyfriend. A man who had been sending threats, accusing Dion of being more than just a friend. A man who believed something was going on. To police, it looks simple. Jealous ex-boyfriend, targeted. Attack, attempted murder, open and shut. But as detectives start digging deeper, something doesn't sit right. Because Ariana, the supposed victim, hasn't called the police, hasn't reported anything, hasn't even shown urgency. So at 3 a.m., officers go looking for her. They arrive at a house, knock on the door, identify themselves. A friend answers, nervous, confused. Ariana is inside. They ask her to come out. She hesitates. Slowly, she steps outside, tired, uneasy, guarded. They start asking questions. Simple at first. What happened tonight? Where were you? Who were you with? And her answers, they don't match the chaos of what just happened. She says everything is a blur. She avoids details. She downplays the situation, even hesitates to admit there was a shooting. Detectives notice. They press a little more. She says they were just sitting in the car. Then headlights. Then Dion starts reversing. That's it. But that's not everything. And they know it, because pieces are missing. Important pieces. She struggles to name Brandon. Calls him just my ex. Avoids saying his full name. Avoids connecting him directly. And when asked if she saw him that day, she says no. But something feels rehearsed. Something feels held back. So detectives keep going. They ask about the moments leading up to the shooting. They ask about calls, messages, conversations. And slowly the cracks begin to show. Because Dion had already told them something important. He had been receiving threats from Brandon. Messages filled with jealousy, suspicion, anger. And that same night, Dion had asked Ariana one simple question. Does he have your location? Her answer, no. But that answer is about to fall apart. Because when detectives dig into the digital evidence, the truth starts to surface. Phone records, message logs, app data. Everything begins to paint a very different picture. Ariana wasn't just a victim. She was involved, deeply involved. In the hours before the shooting, messages between Ariana and Brandon tell a chilling story. They argue, they reconcile, and then they plan. What starts as relationship tension turns into something far darker. Decision. a choice, to get rid of Dion. At one point, Ariana says she doesn't want to be out too late. Brandon responds coldly, "No, he's dying." And it doesn't stop there. Ariana takes control. She tells Brandon to call her from a blocked number, so she can pretend to be annoyed, so she can gain Dion's trust, so nothing seems suspicious. Then she shares their exact location, a live pin, sent just 12 minutes before the shooting starts. This wasn't random. This wasn't chance. This was coordinated, planned, executed. And suddenly, everything makes sense. Why she stayed calm. Why she wanted to be dropped off. Why she never called the police. Why her story didn't add up. Because she already knew. Weeks later, surveillance footage places a white Toyota Camry outside Ariana's home just 35 minutes after the attack. She didn't walk home. Brandon picked her up, dropped her off, like nothing happened, like it was just another night. And as detectives build the case, they move carefully, quietly. They don't want to alert Brandon, so they set a trap. Officers approach him under a different story, tell him his car was hit, ask him to step outside, keep things casual, controlled, until the moment comes. Then it changes. "Don't fight us." Confusion hits. He doesn't understand. He says he doesn't have a gun, says he doesn't know what's going on. But it's already over. There's a warrant, attempted murder, conspiracy. He's taken into custody, charged, and eventually convicted. But he wasn't alone. Ariana, the girl in the passenger seat, the one who said everything was a blur, the one who claimed she didn't know what happened. She turns herself in, faces the same charges: attempted first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder. And in the end, she pleads guilty, sentenced to 36 months. With time served, she could be free in less than 2 years. A near-death experience, planned betrayal, and a truth that only came out when every piece was put together. Because sometimes the person telling the story isn't just a witness, they're part of it.